Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's RyanGodric and you're watching Deck Report. Today we're taking a look at the new leader for Nilfgaard, Henrietta, who is pretty known in the Witcher universe. We're trying to combine her with the new keyword for Nilfgaard called Assimilate, but we don't want to rely too heavily on that because there are not too many cards that fit that keyword. So we're combining it with spies and a few other control options to round out the deck. Enjoy. Alright, here we are in the deck builder, and I'm gonna break this down into three parts basically. The first one, maybe four parts. The first one being the Henrietta as a leader. So Henrietta can create and play a card from your opponent's hand. The create mechanic obviously always shows you 3 cards to choose from. So that means if the opponent has 10 cards left in his hand, you're going to be shown 3 cards at random from his hand. And also you don't steal any cards from him, you just copy basically one card that you choose and play that card. That can be anything, it can be a unit, an artifact, a special card, anything. Now, what is important to know is that if the opponent only has 3 cards left, you basically see all 3 cards that the opponent has and know exactly what they want to finish with. And also, most people keep their strongest card for last, so you can copy a very strong card if you use her late. With that being said, there's a new card in Nilfgaard called Damien de la Tour for 11 provision and 5 strength. He's got an order that refreshes your ability of your leader. So if you're confident that you can get Damien de la Tour to work, you can use your Anna earlier, so maybe at 5 or 6 cards when the opponent still has 5 or 6 cards. That means the opponent thinks that you already used your Anna, and he might be more willing to keep his strong cards for later, because if Anna ever becomes a staple in the meta, people will learn to play around her and play their stronger or less point slammy cards earlier and leave, I don't know, maybe some synergy cards that you can't really use for later. So that's something you should always remember. Now, to keep that Damien alive, I put in Lady of the Lake, which gives a shield. First of all, she has a shield on her own, so it's harder for the opponent to eliminate her. That's why a lot of people might use a lock on her. Then when you play Damien next turn, you can immediately give that shield to Damien if she hasn't been killed or locked. Which is amazing, because then the opponent has to spend another lock on your Damien. Also, he's at 4 strength, and a lot of removal cards actually, he's at 5 strength, Damien, and a lot of removal cards only deal 4, so it's there's a good chance he actually survives if the opponent doesn't play around it. Now, first off, I would say let's go and talk about the control part of the deck. I think that's the most old school one, or the most obvious, which is, for example, the Serid Letho Orcs combo, which is pretty nice. So when you have that in hand, you obviously always want to start with the Letho and then play either Serid or Orcs depending on the value you are getting. Another control option would be a new card called Regis Bloodlust, which has an amazing card art. For night provision you can deal 4 damage and you've got 4 points on the board. It's just a very, very solid card, and it also banishes it. So, for example, if you eliminate their Jutta, the opponent cannot res it or throw it at you with the Yalma. So, definitely a situational effect, but sometimes it can be very useful. Then, also, pure value, Gregor de Gorgon. I'll come back to him later when we are talking about the Spice package. Now, control. I was talking about control. You've got a few locks. I mean, Orcs is a lock, and sometimes Letho is a lock as well if you've got Orcs in hand. And you've got the Armored Cavalry. Armor! Right here. He can lock, it can lock an enemy unit, and where is he? Van Hema can kill or destroy a locked enemy unit, which is a great finisher as well if you keep him for later. Now, this is also the card Van Hema, which is, I would say, a card you can swap out. Same with Lady of the Lake. And if you look at the 6 and 7 provision part of the deck builder, you can find very good cards, like, for example, Treherne, which is just in general a super good card in round 2 if the opponent dry passes, and you can eliminate their best card from his next draws. And also Peter is pretty good. So yeah, where is he? down here, Peter can sometimes find a lot of value, especially in a meta where a lot of card gets boosted. And if you want to go even further with your spies, you can also include Prince Willem, but I would say we've got enough spies in our deck. That is basically the control part. Now let's go over to the new mechanic, the Assimilate. So we've got 3 cards in the deck that use Assimilate. We've got Arturios Vigo, which is an amazing card. I had to go premium for that. It creates and plays a 1 power copy of a bronze unit from your starting deck. That means, for example, we've got the Imperial Brigade in our deck, and if we've got both of the copies in our deck, we can create 1 with Arturios Vigo if we're lucky to find one. Now, what I did forget to say about Arturios Vigo is he also creates 1 out of 3 possible cards, right? So if you look at your bronze core, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cards. So there's a 50-50 chance you find the brigade, for example. He does create a 1 power copy of the card, so that means emissaries and Duchess Informants, they are already 1-point cards, so the value you get from those is really, really good. Now, if you want to manipulate the chances or the odds from pulling your brigade, for example, you can play around a bit with your bronze core, but that's up to you. So that means we play a 1-point Imperial Brigade and pull 2 Imperial Brigades from our deck. That's a 10-point play, because that create also triggers the Assimilate from Arturios Vigo. Assimilate means that he will get boosted whenever you play a card that is not in your starting deck. So creates or stealing cards from your opponent or playing cards from your opponent work with that. So Bribery is a card that works with that. It creates and plays a unit from your opponent's starting deck, not from your deck. Also always remind with Bribery, it doesn't matter if the opponent has the card in hand or not, it means starting deck, not current deck. Also exceptionally well, Runestone works with that, not only just with the Assimilate, but also with the Imperial Brigade. If you're lucky to find an Imperial Brigade from that, you can play all 3 Imperial Brigades. 1 from the Runestone, 2 from your deck, for 9 points and thinning, so that's really cool. Next up, basically the Ducal Guard, a new Assimilate card, just a plain old engine, but at the same time, pretty good value for 4 provision, 3 points, and that can get boosted quite a lot. Which brings me to the link between the Assimilate and the spy package. The Duchess Informant. She is a spy, and at the same time triggers your Assimilate pretty well, because you play her on the opponent's side, spying, right? And spawn a base copy of a non-spying bronze enemy unit. So if the opponent has played, for example, an engine, like a Drowner, for example, which is an engine with its Thrive tag, right? Then you can play the Duchess Informant on the enemy side and play a Drowner on your side, and that is one of my favorite examples. Kill the enemy Drowner and have a Drowner for yourself, so a Thrive unit. Now that not only triggers the Assimilate because you played a card from the opponent's deck and not from yours, but also is a spy, a 1-point spy. And we've got another one in here, which is the Emissary, plain and simple, played on the opposite side and gain 7 points on yours, so a 6-point play for 6 provisions, very decent. And it triggers the spy proc from the Impera Enforcer. Now the Enforcer is a good value play. If it survives, it's 5 for 5 points immediately. I mean, immediately that means in the next turn, so after 1 turn it's got an order ability basically. And if you are able to play more spies, this machine can absolutely get out of hand. It's really good. Now to support that, we've got a few more spies in here. One would be Cantarella, which is an amazing card to be played after the opponent plays Fisher King, for example. So if he puts a good card on top of his deck, or you know he did that, then you can play Cantarella, for example, and steal that straight away. It's also procs the Imperial Enforcers, which is nice. And last but not least, in the spy package, oh wait, there's one more. There's Roderick of Duntine, or however you want to pronounce him. He's basically a Prince Willem, but he's faction locked to Nilfgaard, and he is amazing. You look at 2 random gold cards from your deck and then play 1. That helps you a lot if you, for example, are lacking Damien or Lady of the Lake, one of those cards, or if you want to play, for example, Orcs or Serit from your deck. So that's really nice, and it's spying. And because of all of these 1-point spies, so the Informant, the Emissary, and Cantarella, There's one card in your deck that works exceptionally well with that, and that would be Gregor de Gorgon. Now, Gregor is one of my favorite cards because he's got so much potential. If you play him, he's a 4-point card, and if you play him in the melee row, it can damage by 1. Now, 5 for 9 looks pretty bad, but if you kill the 1-point card, it boosts himself by 6 and he gains a shield. Now the shield isn't too important. I mean, it's pretty good if the opponent wants to dump damage into a big unit, so he has to remove the shield first. But just 10 points plus 1 basically, plus the damage, so 11 points of value for 9 provision is just really good. So that works exceptionally well with your 1-point spies. I think that should be it. Alright, let's jump into a few games and I'll show you how it works in action.
You have our undivided attention.
Someone who doesn't want to have any fun. Alright, let's see if this works either way. We still have some good combos without Anna. And we also have Damien to give us our leader back. That's cool. Going first, okay. Kinda like our hand here. I actually really do. Maybe we should stick to him. He's probably gonna use control on a lot of things, so let's start with this. See what he does. Okay, that's something we could steal. This is perfect. This is a perfect combo.
You scratch my back, and I'll scratch you.
Boost both. And stops his boost. Easy peasy. No one of them have... He might have 8 damage, so... 3 damage with the slave driver, so I'm gonna play this boosted. There's the second one, that's fine. I think it's time to play Arturius.
What is truth, if not an illusion?
Not quite finding exactly what we wanted here, which would have been the brigade, but okay. I think we take the enforcer. We might get more value out of that. I forgot. I forgot they get set to 1. Maybe not the right choice. Wow. Okay, banishes my good guy. Now it's gonna be harder to find our leader. It doesn't kill the enforcer though, so that's nice.
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
Okay, not that we need to kill anything right here. We're also quite far ahead. So yeah, this is a good pass. We still have a lot of good cards saved for our next rounds. We didn't break any of our combos. Looking good. Ah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let him play the brigade. Thin our deck a bit.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
So keep a vigil, so that your
okay.
sleep.
Okay, that's clever. I don't really care, honestly. And all of those units can be set to 1, that's fine. Lost the round, now we draw 2 cards. Nice, we find a 1. What else is there? What else is there? Alright, these 2 cards are great. I guess our engine. I think we can go for some mulligans here. Kinda wanna keep this though, so I'm gonna go for the runestone mulligan. Alright. I think this is perfect. Who knows? Right, is that something we use our Letho on? Or the cavalry? I think Letho is good here.
I'm coming for you. You shall hear out what I have to say.
Okay, we don't really care about that. So I'm not gonna pull anything from our deck anymore. That's a bad 4-point play, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take this bribery. Oh, I guess Cantarella isn't too bad. I hope it's not too bad.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
Wow. 2-point buff. That was a 1-point play. I can't believe it. We did steal his top deck though.
You're not completely incompetent.
Wow.
When will you ever
Even I make errors. Occasionally.
That's another lock for us. Could also kill it, but why invest that, right? No need. Has he played a second one of those yet? No, so that's a good orcs.
Sometimes I've had about enough.
And we can steal that. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Look who we have here.
So we got a bit lucky here, but still, that's really nice. Also, that's bait for another lock for his orcs, perhaps.
To work!
No, okay. 3 locks. You can do 5 of that. Yeah, that's crazy. Alright, let's go ahead and play this, I think. Seems good. And then we've got some good plays left. If all works out. We've got last say, right? But we have to play this before we play another... Before we last say, basically. So we keep this as our last card, I guess. Could play Lady of the Lake now. Or we play Serad first. I think we play Serad first. Get rid of another of those locks. Should have probably done that sooner, because I should have maybe expected a second slave trial. I don't know.
Your humble
Okay. That's not too bad for us, is it? I'll play Lady of the Lake. If he has orcs, he might decide to go for it. Yeah, he does have orcs, so he can lock this. That kind of sucks, but we still win by a point.
I'll defend the Duquesa to my
Exactly 1 point, right? That's 5 points, orcs. And then we have an 8 left. GG! Yep. There it is, even against Usurper, without your Anna. And we found another game. Maybe not a Usurper now. Ooh, Detlef, the new one.
You have our undivided attention.
Okay. Let's see if we can make this one work. Okay, we've got our combo already. Those through the Vigo. Our hand looks pretty good, honestly. Maybe not the Van Hema. Two of those might be too much, but I'll keep him for now so I don't draw into another infantry. Don't really expect a Geralt, so I kinda feel okay with playing this first. Then again, probably should start with the Ducal Guard. The Witcher nerfs like Vesemir Eskil isn't too much. I don't think so. I think it's... I mean, it's definitely a lot, so it probably... They won't be played. But I'm okay with that. Okay.
Nilfgaard!
Has he got another bomb? I like how Detlef changes form, to be honest. That's really cool. It's kind of expected. So we play this first, so if we find an emissary from the Vigo, then we can actually play that. And boost this, basically. So we're gonna use both of his Detlefs? Nah. Okay.
The senses can be fooled easily.
Guess the Informant isn't bad. Informant looks strongest here. Yeah, steal one of those Drowners.
You scratch my back, and I'll
So we play a Drowner that actually has Thrive. And we can kill this. Can we? Do we also kill that? I feel like we shouldn't. At the same time, we might waste a point. Actually, we might waste 2 points. Now we waste 1 point. I think that's okay. Bribery doesn't seem too bad. Especially because we have one Assimilate. Oh, he's also playing Gregor, okay. So, I guess we just take the 9. It's a shame that we killed that one, because that would have been such a great play if we stole that Gregor to kill that. The name Gregor always reminds me of Gregor Clegane. That's really scary. I really like the thrive here. Feels good. Do we just pass? I think this is a pass. He needs to make a lot of points here as well. I don't think a second plummet is enough. So yeah, he needs 10 points. Maybe 9. Possibly 9, yeah. That's a lot though. Okay, he does use his leader. That's good. And he has to use it a second time, right? So we waste all of his leader charges around 1. To take the round. That's good. We didn't waste too much here. We played the bribery and our Vigo, I guess. That's about it. I guess we'll thin these out round 2. Seems good. Probably gonna dry pass now, so gonna play the brigade in the front.
Discipline. That is what you
Take the pass. I like that. I think we can cut one emissary here. Okay, that lock is pretty good. Now we don't have Serrat Orcs, that kind of sucks. Do we just cut another emissary? Okay, finding lock after lock. This is only a 6-point play now, that's kind of bad. Cantarella, kind of sucks though.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
It's okay, it's a 5-point play. Oh, I should have obviously opened with Letho, god damn it. I should have opened with Letho because we don't have anything that supports it. It's good though that he doesn't have Whispers, that's nice. Alright, this feels like a good informant target. So not only do we kill that, but also do we have now our own Thrive on the board. Oh, actually invest his Karanex. Huh. I think that's a good Regis target.
Your deepest, darkest dreams, I can make them real.
Do we care about that? I don't think so. Nice. Oh, we finished the contract. Now this is great for me. Next turn I'm gonna use Anna. Could have also just played the Letho, I guess. Yeah, I feel like Letho is good, but let's start with Anna here. Okay, we know it's got Weavers, Regis. Actually, we played Whispers, so this is great. This is 9 points. This is only 8, right? So let's take the Whispers. Oh, he does have the Medium Shackles in hand. Okay, that's good to know. Do we care if this dies? Not really, right? At the same time... Huh. Hey, it only missed by 2. I did play Whispers. Damn it, that didn't work.
Improvise.
Damage all units on the opposing row by 1. Cooldown. Hope he uses his Demetrium Shackles now or after we play Lady of the Lake, but I think I'll keep it for the Damien. That's clever.
I'll show you.
Maybe he uses Demetrium Shackles on the Lady. Oh, he does. He doesn't damage it though. So let's hope he doesn't have 5 damage here. Oh baby, we get our leader ability back. So let's see what he's got left. Haha. It's still only missed by 2 sadly, but it's still worth it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I should probably play this combo earlier, so we can see more than one card. But yeah, GG. Alright, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the guide, and if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to get more information about Team Aretuza or quick deck guides on the meta, be sure to go down in the description, and there's the link to the Team Aretuza webpage, my Discord, and the Team Aretuza Discord. I'll see you there. Bye.